Do you love playing with resin? I do. I especially like the convenience of UV resin. And for years I've been curing my UV resin pieces in the sun. That's ultraviolet, that's what the UV means. But it turns out that isn't so convenient if it's raining, or if it's windy, or if it's dark out, the sun's not out. So I finally picked up for my studio a little UV light. I've been pretty happy with it, and in today's video I'll give you a little bit of a review and tell you more about it. Hey there creative people, Sandy here. Welcome to another Friday Findings video at keepsakecrafts.net. So here it is, the UV nail dryer is what these are sold as, but they will dry basically anything that is supposed to cure in UV or sunlight. So for your resin, nail polish, gels cure in sunlight, then they will work in this device. It's actually pretty simple. It's just a container, a plastic container that has bulbs. When you make this particular purchase, you actually get one extra bulb. I haven't looked up to see how much replacement bulbs are. So you get the 4 bulbs positioned around, and the idea is that you would do your nails with the gel polishes and then you would put them in here. This base is reflective, so that's going to maximize the amount of UV light hitting from every direction. So here on the back side you have your timer options: 2 minutes, 120 seconds, 3 minutes, 180 seconds, or 30 minutes. You can tell that you have it turned on because this light is on, and once you're ready and you have your piece inside, you just hit the timer start and you can see the blue glow that tells you it's on. Just because this is UV light, and I don't think it's good for people or pets to be staring into it or to have more exposure to it. Not that I'm afraid of sunlight. I love sitting in the sun, but something like this where it's concentrated and directed in a small area, I always position it facing away so I'm not looking into the light or nobody else is going to. Now they mentioned that there's a sliding tray. I wasn't real impressed with the sliding tray. Yeah, it doesn't slide easy, at least mine doesn't, which is fine because I'm just going to be taking things that I've made and put them in here and turn the light on. I don't need it to slide in and out. I don't think it's necessary. Although one reason I purchased this particular model, so I do need to get that dang tray out at some point. There we go. I had to pull really hard on that. There we go. Is maybe because I had it locked or snapped in there. I don't know. But my thinking was if I had something tall, like a sculpture with UV resin on it, I might want to set this up on like some books or something and then be able to cure it underneath. So I could cure something at any height. So I did make a point of purchasing something with a removable tray. Whether it slides or not isn't a big deal as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, this is a little bit of a pain. But for me, it's not a deal breaker. There we go. Minutes later, and maybe if I just don't snap it in all the way, I think that'll be good. And you're getting a nice view of the camera in the mirror back there. So let me show you what I would do with this. Well, let's say it's nighttime, or it's windy, or it's rainy, and I want to make a resin piece with some of these dried flowers. And I actually did dry these in some silica gel just because I wanted to play with it. So often when you're working in resin, what you want to do is work in layers. So I want to put down a very thin layer. So I want my pieces completely encased in resin, so I need to have a little bit of a layer here. Let's see. So I can lay that on. And I'm not pushing very hard. Then I can stick this in the lamp for 3 minutes. And I'm just going to slide that in there. You can see that the sliding tray really isn't necessary because you can just pop things in there. Hit the timer, and I don't know if you can see that blue glow. That means it's going, and at after 3 minutes, it will turn itself off. And I just thought I would mention that this one in black is no longer available on Amazon, but this appears to be the exact same thing, down to the extra bulb, only in white instead of black. It's, at this time, June 2019, it's $26 on Amazon. I'll have a link in the description box if you're interested. I've been really happy with it. It's nice not having to put things out on my deck and being worried that they're going to blow away on a windy day. Or I will put them out there and forget all about them. So there, you can see it turned itself off after 3 minutes, which I think is great because I can go off and do other things. And here it is. Now can you see? Did you see that? It's not completely cured. I usually do at least 2 cycles at 3 minutes if I want a complete cure. Another thing to keep in mind with UV resin is that if the UV light cannot get underneath, like if that leaf was bigger or thicker, then that resin under the leaf may not be completely cured. But this is cured enough for my purposes. So I'll move on and add a couple more pieces. I'll add a little bit more resin. And yeah, this piece is for demonstration. Otherwise I'd be actually trying to get bubbles out and things, but I just wanted to kind of show you. Okay, so I've got my arrangement done and I'm going to cover it over with more resin. And the need to do this in several layers is one thing that has really made me love having this lamp, because instead of putting it outside and then wondering how long did I have it out there or babysitting it, I can just set the timer for 3 minutes, check it, do it another 3, do something else in my studio in the meantime, and just keep doing it. And then at the end, if you need more, you can always put it in like for 30 minutes. So we'll put this back in. All right, let's see what we got after cycle number 2. Again, a little squishy, but not as squishy as the first time around. And ready to maybe run one more time through. Looks like I could pop that out, but I might actually flip the whole thing over. Stick it in there upside down, actually, and run one more cycle. One thing I would love is if I could see where the timer was. Being impatient, it can be, you know, like, how much longer is there? But, I mean, really, I can manage 2 or 3 minutes, right? So although I've always been a big fan of the fact that the sunlight to cure your UV resin is free, this is really wonderfully convenient to have when it's rainy or windy, or just to be able to work quickly in lots of layers in your studio. I've been really happy with it, and if I ever decide to use gel polish on my nails, well, I'm all set to cure it. So I hope you found this helpful. I'll have links to all the products shown down in the description box, and also more information at my blog post. Happy creating!